Is this basically a call on the potential for deals to get broken up or not getting broken up?
There's actually something bigger at play here. There's a spectrum auction going on. So wireless spectrum is the lifeblood of the wireless industry. It's the fiber that we don't see that sends the signal to your phone. And as part of the auction, the FCC has a quiet period where the companies competing in it can't talk about any deals whatsoever. It basically precludes it. That should end right around the beginning of April. That, along with the new regime in Washington, a likely more lenient DOJ, a more lenient FCC led by Republican Ajit Pai, all of that comes together to basically put us in a position we're probably going to see some consolidation this year, starting mid-year.
So if they're not allowed to be talking to each other, then what is this that we're hearing about right now? Is it sort of talking about?
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're talking about getting ready to approach them with a deal. I think SoftBank, we wrote about this back in November after the election. We were out there saying there's merits of scale here, right? T-Mobile plus Sprint basically is the same size as AT&T and Verizon in wireless. So you're going from a duopoly with two smaller carriers to a three-way race if they do come together. And so
it makes sense, is what you're saying.
It definitely makes sense for the benefits of scale that they can get, the scale efficiencies. Now, a lot of those efficiencies might come from job cuts, so maybe they have to, with the president and his focus on jobs, come out and say, we'll keep some jobs, we'll move some call center jobs back to the U.S. Sprint's already doing that, whatever it is. But it seems like this regime in Washington is going to be much more lenient towards that sort of deal.
Yeah, and talking about those jobs where they talked about, it was like 5,000 jobs Sprint owned by SoftBank, and Trump sort of said that, hey, this is because of me, and it seems like he might have a solid relationship. He had good words to say about Masayoshi Son. So is there anything in terms of the friendliness there that could possibly be at play here?
I mean, we take a step back. Wireless carriers and telecom carriers spend over $100 billion a year on CapEx in the U.S., easily. And so for a president that's focused on investment, on infrastructure, on broadband, these are the kind of companies that he wants to have investing in this country. And so if Sprint and T-Mobile combined can show we're going to invest more, we're going to accelerate 5G deployments, we're going to bring in new technologies and faster LTE speeds and build that LTE into rural markets, I don't see how you can see that as a bad thing.
Wouldn't there be job losses, though, as well?
There might be, but, if you look at T-Mobile and Sprint, if you put them together, they're going to have to manage a lot more assets, and they will need, it's still a very people-heavy management of those assets.
And just really, really quickly here, I'm curious about the cultural combination of these two companies. T-Mobile, John Ledger, sort of a flashy guy. You've got Marcelo Claure on the other hand. How do they culturally mesh?
I think John Ledger is a great marketing genius, and he has made T-Mobile's brand so differentiated. Marcelo Claure is an amazing operations guy. I actually think together they can do a lot of great things. Marcelo built $1 billion business, Brightstar, out of nothing, sold it to SoftBank, which was a phone distributor. He's really good on the handset distribution side. He's really good on, kind of reading the consumer from that angle. John Ledger's great on the marketing side. I think together they'd be a force to be reckoned with.